Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Genoa City has become a bit unrealistic in a number of ways, as young and restless viewers are happy to point out on social media, but the biggest problem remains the long, drawn-out, often repetitive conversations and the fixation on front-burner characters they've made into giant bores. We love this daytime drama and want to see it thrive, not merely survive. Sharon being locked up in a sewer had tension and promise in the beginning. Most were thrilled to see Cameron pop in for a round of snark, and speculation began about who would ultimately come to her rescue. Would it be Nick on his white horse, or would there be a twist and Phyllis would save the life of her nemesis? Instead, we got days of Sharon sipping on an endless bottle of PCP-laced water in what must be the warmest sewer in Wisconsin. If nothing else, the drugs explained Cameron's return. What defies explanation is this. Technicalities. Moving on, Sharon managed to get her hands, or feet as the case may be, on a pipe, because of course she did, and used it to break the padlock without hurting herself in the process. Impressive, but not as much fun as a showdown or a big rescue. That said, we may still get one as she passed out on the ground before she could get herself out of there. Let there be drama. For all Billy's bluster, he told the world this week what we all suspected. He has no idea how to beat Victor Newman, and this whole fight for Chancellor height was more about finding a way to get back at Adam for sleeping with Chelsea. We've been listening to him drone on about this stuff for weeks, and the man does not even have a plan. If he has any hope of taking Chancellor back, it's going to be because Phyllis comes up with a scheme, and there's every possibility that she will, if only because of her sheer determination to get Daniel into a corner office. Speaking of Adam betting Chelsea, I don't think these two have ever been this dull. He's lost his edge, and what made him, well, Adam, and she's lost her volatility and become the most vanilla character on the canvas, second only to Claire. Suddenly, Chelsea gets along with everyone, and there is no conflict, no crazy, no drama in her interactions, and no prospect of any in the near future. This is not it. Further, having every other Genoa City resident give a TED talk about what a good idea it is for Adam and Chelsea to reunite will not make viewers feel it. In fact, if you need to convince the audience, that might be the first clue that it's not a very compelling choice or that the show us part isn't working. Young and restless fans were quick to call out the latest attempt to sell Chatham, proving you simply can't fool them. Wow, I wonder what Kyle would think about his new girlfriend, who is ridiculously close to his wee son Harrison, planning a cold-blooded murder. It's definitely something I'd want to be in the loop on if I was dating someone. I'd also want to know that the crazy aunt who kidnapped my kid was on the loose. Anyway, the plan is for Claire, Victoria, and Nikki to lure Jordan to her death and rid Genoa City of her evil once and for all. But I have a hunch that it may not play out that way. Jordan will die, or appear to die, but there are a whole lot of other people who might complete the job and save Claire the trouble. Anyone connected to Sharon for starters. Once they find out Jordan's behind, not only locking her up in the sewer, but also murdering Heather and letting the blonde barista believe she'd done it. Alternatively, it might be a cool twist and a way to take out both of these villains in February sweeps if they set Ian up to kill Jordan, thus sending him back to prison. See a full list of possible suspects who might off Jordan in the photo gallery at the end of this column. While Claire outwitting Jordan in a battle of the psychological wits, made for some intense scenes and sublime acting. Having Nick and Victor figure out Ian and Jordan's entire scheme over coffee kinda ruins the suspense in the storyline, which has also fallen victim to the too much talk, not enough action writing. The opinions expressed are my own. Please feel free to join the conversation about this week's Young and Restless in the comments section below. Soaps.com is a part of Penske Media Corporation. See 2025 She Media, LLC. All rights reserved. Powered by WordPress.com VIP. The world of the young and the restless is one brimming with drama, deceit, and danger. With its captivating storylines, it's no surprise that fans have become invested in every twist and turn. One of the more intriguing characters to join the fray in recent months is Jordan, whose arrival has stirred up more than a little trouble. Her brazen personality, knack for manipulation, and complicated past have made her both a potential ally and a target within the tight-knit world of Genoa City. The burning question now on the minds of many viewers is, will Jordan survive? And if not, who will be responsible for her demise? Let's dive into the theories, the possible suspects, and what her death could mean for the future of the show. When Jordan first appeared on The Young and the Restless, she was seen as a dynamic character with a dark side. Initially introduced as a businesswoman with a complicated past, she quickly ingratiated herself with the power players in Genoa City. However, it wasn't long before her ulterior motives came to light, whether it was her secret connections to shady dealings or her attempts to control the lives of others. Jordan quickly earned the trust of some and the ire of many others. Her character became involved in a myriad of conflicts, romantic entanglements, business rivalries, and feuds with both old and new faces. As a master manipulator, she would stop at nothing to get what she wanted, which included a dangerous flirtation with both power and violence. It was clear that Jordan's staying power on the show would depend on just how much drama she could stir up. But with her controversial decisions, fans began to wonder if her storyline would have a much darker ending than initially anticipated. Death, of course, is no stranger to soap operas. The Young and the Restless has seen its fair share of shocking exits, from natural causes to dramatic, over-the-top murders. In fact, death on soaps has almost become a rite of passage for many characters. But what makes Jordan's case so compelling is the uncertainty surrounding whether or not her demise is truly inevitable. Is she too controversial to survive, or will she find a way to work her magic and escape her fate? Looking at her character arc, it's easy to see how the writers could craft a story in which Jordan meets an untimely end. She's made too many enemies, people who have been pushed to their breaking point by her actions. If there's one thing soap operas are known for, it's that anyone can become a target, especially those who think they're invincible. Given Jordan's antagonistic nature, it's only natural to start speculating on who might ultimately decide that Jordan has outlived her usefulness. There are several individuals in Genoa City who could be pushed to the limit, leading them to commit murder, whether impulsively or as part of a carefully crafted plan. Chelsea has already had her share of bitter run-ins with Jordan. Their history is fraught with competition, jealousy, and mutual disdain. Chelsea, who has dealt with manipulation and deceit herself, would be a prime candidate for pushing Jordan out of the picture. If Jordan crossed the wrong line, either by threatening Chelsea's family or pushing her to the brink of her emotional stability, Chelsea might find herself cornered and driven to take drastic action. Chelsea has been known to act in her self-interest when provoked. If she saw no other option to protect her loved ones or herself, she might do what is necessary to rid herself of Jordan's influence once and for all. With Chelsea's dark side coming to the surface on occasion, her involvement in Jordan's death would certainly add a layer of unpredictability and tension. Nate is another potential suspect. He's a man of integrity and good intentions, but even he has been manipulated by Jordan. She has used her charm to create a rift between him and other characters, especially in his professional and romantic relationships. If Jordan were to go too far, maybe threatening his career or sabotaging someone he loves, Nate might be pushed into a corner, leaving him vulnerable to making a rash decision. While Nate isn't inherently violent, he's shown that he has a fiery temper when it comes to his family and friends. His desperation to protect those close to him could lead him to lash out in a moment of heightened emotion. Victoria Newman has no shortage of enemies, and she's been known to take extreme measures when she feels cornered. As one of the most powerful figures in Genoa City, she has plenty of resources at her disposal, including a network of people who would be happy to eliminate a threat like Jordan. Their rivalry could easily escalate to a dangerous point, especially if Jordan directly threatens the Newman family's business interests, or if she tries to hurt Victoria's relationships. With Victoria's fierce protective instincts, her motivations could be strong enough to compel her to eliminate Jordan for good. Phyllis has never been one to back down from a fight. She's been involved in more than her fair share of soap opera schemes, and when it comes to protecting her loved ones, she's capable of taking any measure. If Jordan were to cross Phyllis, especially by targeting someone Phyllis cares about, the stakes would rise considerably. Phyllis has shown that her calculated moves can sometimes turn deadly, especially when she's pushed to her limits. Phyllis has a history of getting involved in dangerous situations, and her connection to Jordan could end up being more than just a rivalry. It could eventually lead to murder. Sharon may seem like the calm and collected voice of reason in Genoa City, but don't be fooled by her mild-mannered demeanor. She's faced far more personal turmoil than most characters, and she's been tested by betrayal and heartbreak. If Jordan were to target Sharon's family or push her to the brink, Sharon might find herself acting out of desperation. While she has rarely resorted to violence, the emotional stakes could drive her to consider it, especially in defense of her loved ones. It's hard to say for certain, but given her tumultuous interactions with nearly every key character in Genoa City, the potential for her death is high. Whether her demise will be orchestrated by one of these characters, or if it will be a mysterious, untraceable act of vengeance, her end would send shockwaves through the storyline. Jordan's death could dramatically affect the lives of many residents of Genoa City. The power vacuum left by her exit could trigger a massive reshuffling of alliances, relationships, and business endeavors. It would also serve as a reminder that in the world of soap operas, no one is truly safe. Her death, if it happens, would undoubtedly be a game-changer for the young and the restless. The ripple effects would stretch across the entire canvas of the show, altering the dynamics of key relationships and setting the stage for new conflicts and alliances to take shape. In the end, while the question of whether Jordan will die remains unanswered, one thing is clear. Her presence in Genoa City will leave an indelible mark on the lives of everyone around her, whether she lives to see it or not. Fans can only wait and watch, wondering who will pull the trigger or take the fatal step that ends Jordan's reign of terror.